A surprise for Grandpa. The snow had fallen steadily all day, blanketing the world in a soft white glow. The streets were quiet, the houses draped in twinkling lights and wreaths, creating a festive, peaceful atmosphere. 10-year-old Jack stood by the window of his room, his nose pressed against the cool glass, watching the snowflakes dance and swirl outside. He could feel the excitement bubbling up inside him. It was Christmas Eve, and tomorrow, he would be at Grandpa's house. "Jack, sweetie, are you ready?" His mom called from downstairs. "I'm coming," Jack yelled, grabbing his small duffel bag. He'd packed his clothes and a few toys, but most importantly, he'd packed a little box wrapped in green and red paper. It was the surprise he'd been working on for weeks. The special gift for Grandpa. When Jack's mom pulled into Grandpa's driveway, the house was just as he remembered. Warm, cozy, and welcoming. The lights on the roof twinkled in the night, and the large pine tree in the front yard was covered in ornaments, shining brightly under the blanket of snow. "Grandpa's house looks even more beautiful at Christmas," Jack said with a smile as he climbed out of the car. His mom laughed softly. "I think it's because he's so happy to have you here. Go on inside, Jack. He's probably waiting for you." Jack hurried inside, where the smell of cinnamon and pine filled the air. Grandpa was sitting in his armchair by the fireplace, his gray hair glowing in the warm light. The fire crackled merrily in the hearth, and a few presents sat neatly under the tree, waiting to be opened. "There's my favorite grandson." Grandpa beamed, his face lighting up as Jack ran into the room. "Hi, Grandpa," Jack said, throwing his arms around him in a tight hug. "I've got a surprise for you." "Oh, do you now?" Grandpa's eyes twinkled with curiosity. "What's the surprise?" Jack grinned. "I can't tell you yet, but you'll see it tomorrow. I've been working on it for weeks." "Well, you've certainly piqued my interest," Grandpa said, laughing. "I can't wait." Jack sat down beside Grandpa, but his mind was already buzzing with plans. There was one more thing to do before Christmas morning. He had a little time to get everything ready. As night fell, Jack excused himself and slipped upstairs to the small guest room where he would be sleeping. He opened the little box that he'd brought with him. Inside was a collection of colorful construction paper, scissors, glue, and glitter. Jack had been working hard on this project for the past few weeks, and now it was time to put the finishing touches on it. With care, he began to fold and cut the paper. Slowly, patiently, he created a Christmas tree out of green paper, its branches spread out wide. He added decorations, tiny circles of red, yellow, and gold for ornaments, and a small star at the top. But what made this tree special was that it wasn't just any tree. It was a greeting card that would open up like magic when Grandpa opened it. Jack's hands moved quickly as he glued the pieces together, adding a little sparkle here and there. The glitter caught the light, making it shine like the stars in the winter sky. When he was finished, Jack smiled at his creation. It was the perfect Christmas gift, something made from the heart and filled with love. Satisfied, he placed the greeting card carefully on his bedside table and then went downstairs to help Grandpa decorate the house. Grandpa had always been the one to decorate for Christmas when Jack was little. He would spend hours hanging up the ornaments, draping the garlands over the windows, and stringing the twinkling lights around the house. But this year, Jack wanted to do something special. "Grandpa," Jack said, "I've got an idea. How about we decorate together?" Grandpa chuckled softly. "Well, that sounds like fun. But you'll have to be the one to climb up the ladder. My knees aren't what they used to be." Jack grinned. "No problem. I can do it." Together, they spent the next hour carefully decorating the house. Jack climbed up on the ladder to hang sparkling lights along the windowsills and drape colorful garlands over the doorways. Grandpa, sitting in his armchair, handed Jack the decorations and offered advice, his eyes full of pride. When they were done, the house looked like something out of a Christmas storybook. The lights twinkled on every window. The tree in the living room was adorned with gold ribbons, and the whole house was filled with warmth and holiday spirit. "That looks perfect," Grandpa said, his voice full of happiness. Jack beamed. "It's just like we used to do, right?" Grandpa nodded, his eyes misty with memories. "Exactly like old times." When they finished decorating, Jack stood in front of the fireplace, staring at the glowing lights. "I can't wait for tomorrow, Grandpa. Christmas morning is going to be so much fun." "It certainly will be, Jack," Grandpa agreed, smiling. "But let's enjoy tonight first. How about we have some hot cocoa and watch a Christmas movie?" Jack agreed enthusiastically, and they settled on the couch with mugs of hot chocolate topped with whipped cream and sprinkles. They watched the old Christmas movie that Grandpa loved, the one with the snow-covered town and the magical Christmas Eve that changed everything. After the movie ended, Grandpa yawned and stretched. Well, I think it's time to get some rest. We'll need to be up early to open presents tomorrow. Jack nodded, but he wasn't quite ready to go to bed. There was one last thing to do. Good night, Grandpa, he said, heading toward the stairs. Good night, Jack, Grandpa said, his voice warm and content. Jack climbed into bed, the excitement of Christmas morning almost too much to bear. But before he could drift off to sleep, he sat up and carefully placed the greeting card he'd made on the bedside table. Tomorrow, Grandpa would see it. The next morning, the sun was just starting to rise when Jack woke up. He stretched and ran downstairs, his heart racing with excitement. Grandpa was already in the kitchen, making pancakes, the smell filling the house. Good morning, Grandpa, Jack said, bursting into the room. I've got something for you. Grandpa smiled as Jack handed him the little box, the Christmas tree greeting card inside. What's this? Grandpa asked, raising an eyebrow. It's my surprise for you, Jack said, his eyes sparkling. Open it, Grandpa. With careful hands, Grandpa unwrapped the box and held the card in his hands. He looked up at Jack with curiosity. Well, what do I do with it? Just open it, Grandpa, Jack said excitedly. Grandpa gently opened the card, and as he did, the paper trees sprang to life. The green branches unfolded like magic, and the little decorations glittered in the light. A soft gasp escaped Grandpa's lips, and Jack could see the joy in his eyes. Jack, it's beautiful, Grandpa said, his voice thick with emotion. This is the best Christmas surprise I could have ever asked for. Jack beamed with pride. I'm glad you like it, Grandpa. I made it just for you. Grandpa reached out and hugged Jack tightly. Thank you, Jack. This is the best Christmas gift I could have ever received. As they sat together in the cozy warmth of Grandpa's kitchen, Jack felt his heart swell with happiness. He had worked hard to create something special for Grandpa, and seeing the joy it brought him made it all worth it. The two of them spent the rest of the morning together, enjoying the holiday spirit, decorating cookies, and sharing stories of past Christmases. That day, surrounded by the lights of the Christmas tree and the love of his family, Jack knew that this Christmas would be one he would always remember. It wasn't just about the gifts or the decorations. It was about the time spent together, the laughter shared, and the joy that came from giving something from the heart. And for Jack, that was the best Christmas gift of all.